Cardano to $15. Here's why it will outperform other alts by 2030. This is a risky, bold move for me to do a Cardano to $15 video when Cardano is not even broken above $1 just yet. Go read the comments of this video. It's a bold, risky move, but the timing couldn't be more fitting. And also, the Cardano to $15 headline that you see here, it's actually a great article by AMB Crypto. Shout out to them for writing this article, but it's a great segue to the headline news of the day. The proposal for the new constitutional committee has been ratified. It will be enacted at the next epic boundary. You might be like, that sounds boring. What is that? Congratulations to all the new constitutional committee members. No founding entity is a member of the new CC. This means Cardano is founder free, everybody. Cardano is a top 10 chain and has been for years. It's maintained that status. But when it comes to governance and decentralization, it is the largest, most decentralized crypto in the crypto planet. That just is what it is. That's what this is. Cardano is officially, as we say, community driven. Imagine that, a top 10 crypto that is absolutely, when it comes to decision making, community driven. This is massive. And I mean, the segue from Cardano to $15 and that are very much connected. And I want to explain why that is in this video as we dissect the Cardano charts. All the while, Cardano ETF odds for 2025 up to 87% on Polymarket. All the while, Cardano ADA up 140% over the past year, outperforming Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the broader market. You can be very distracted by negative comments on a video like this and not understand the data. You might not see the bigger picture because the perspective that negativity and negative sentiment can paint is just like a false reality. So I want to show you the data. I want to show you what is going on with all of these things. And I really do want to kind of dig into the weekly chart on Cardano and talk about $15, what that looks like. How is it possible? So hit the subscribe and like on the way in. If you're not in our intelligence system, please check us out. We've got our risk models. Cardano is one of them. We have the free trial still going on right now. You can get in there, check out our risk models. We've got around 38 risk models, which is one of the most in the industry. And I wanted to say something in regards to risk models, and then we'll jump into this. The kind of insights that you get from these models are like the kind of insights that hedge funds pay tens of thousands of dollars for. This isn't something we whipped up like overnight. A lot of work went into this. You can't Google the data. You can't Google this stuff. This is proprietary risk models designed to allow myself and our members to know when to sell, know when to take profit. Don't round trip a bull cycle. So whether it's Cardano or some of these other models that we have back here, this took a lot to build. And I just wanted to mention that. So if you are using our system or you're thinking about using our system, please know the value that is back there. So let's start with the article. There's a few points I want to go over, and it plays right into kind of the news and the charts, the $15 charts, obviously. Any talk of Cardano being a ghost chain died for good in 2025. The network is now humming with creation. Cardano's bet is that its uncompromising focus on security and decentralization will win over raw speed or first mover advantage. With over 3,200 independent stake pools running the network, CCV is one of them, by the way, everybody. It's one of the most distributed platforms on the planet. The upcoming Ouroboros Leos upgrade is engineered to turbocharge its capacity, targeting thousands of transactions per second. So we're talking about security. It is the most secure blockchain. But now decentralization. Everybody, think about just crypto and how manipulated and how just VC driven it all is. Cardano has not only not been that up until now, but now is community driven. This is a very big deal when thinking about the $15 headline, because I look at something like this. Let's bring this into play. Cardano ETF odds for 2025 up 87%. Ethereum has had ETFs. Okay, what is going to, and you know the inflows on Ethereum ETFs has been crazy. It's been crazy, the Ethereum ETF inflows. What will, even if it's slower, what will draw capital to Cardano? Why will institutions and big money see value in Cardano? And my thesis remains the same as it's been over the years. as I zoom out on this weekly chart for Cardano, as I've been accumulating Cardano, is it's such a strong value play because in this crypto space, which is supposed to be decentralized, Cardano is the most decentralized. It's the biggest decentralized crypto. From a macro value play perspective, that is massive. And we're going to look at the $15 reality. I mean, it is so in play. I'm not saying that's my target for this cycle, but I do want to explain to you very simply why it is so in play. And before I even do that, I was looking kind of where we are right now. We're at 83 cents on Cardano. And I realized like what I do a lot is I'll go into our risk model. So for instance, Cardano, we have our structure on Cardano, right? That is this kind of like rising, broadening wedge that we've been tracking, very similar to last cycle before the massive breakout. We're kind of like right in this area. I do that a lot. And I'm like, go to risk models and we go in that area. It's like 37 back here on November 2nd, 2020. Look at the risk model right here on the screen. Not where I'm hovering, but live where the risk score is 37. We're at a very similar risk score. So I'll go to the weekly chart and I'll just put, I have 39 back there, but we could put 37 in that general range too. But I'll put the risk score on the chart. But I was in an exit planner before I started recording this video, and I was looking at this, not the risk heat map, which we look at a lot, but I was looking at the risk level chart. And in green, this green chart you see here, that's the risk level. And you can just see, I really think the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, those will be good areas to take profits, especially in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And you can see these lines are set there. So we can be alerted when those areas are hit. But I was looking at this green and I was like, man, we are literally at the same exact level back here. But I realized the difference. Look at the difference. If I go to let's go to November, let's just go to November 2nd with the same risk score, 37. 9 cents. 9 cents. So we, after all the ups and downs and volatility, we are at the same exact risk score, but we're not at 9 cents. We're 83 cents. This is massive to me because the upside that we have in play for Cardano, and this is true for many altcoins, if not most of them, the upside is so big as we have ETFs in play, not even have been approved yet, and as Cardano has just moved to a completely founder-free, community-driven chain. Like that reality is all coming together right now, this moment of the cycle, with a very similar risk score as last cycle. We had none of these things back here at 9 cents with the same exact risk score. So the upside is massive. And so when planning exits, I think it will be important to use risk score and price together in terms of setting alerts, but the upside is there. And I want to paint this picture too as we start dissecting all of these charts. Here's ADA on the weekly. If we go and we look at what Tap Tools posted, Cardano ADA is up 140% over the past year, outperforming Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the broader market. Steady growth that's keeping pace with the strongest assets in crypto. I just want to show you this, and then we're going to talk about the $15 charts. Here's Bitcoin. So basically from a year ago, September 2024, Bitcoin up around 93%. Ethereum from September 2000, where is it? September a year ago back here, up around 79%. And Cardano, if we look at Cardano, up from around a year ago, 151%. So for the last year, Cardano's outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum. I took it a step further. I was like, what about Cardano's bear market lows? If you were accumulating from Cardano's bear market lows, things were so terrible, was that a bad decision? Well, look at it. 276% from that area. We are up. Go look at Ethereum from that June area. Where is it on this chart? It's right here. Right around there. That swing low of Ethereum is, I don't know if it's the same exact day, but there's June 2023. We're talking over 2 years ago. Ethereum up 163%. So Cardano, from its bear market lows, has outperformed Ethereum. And that's in an environment where Ethereum has ETFs, has crazy good bullish narratives, has so many people rooting for it, and is valued at over $500 billion. So Cardano is incredibly positioned. You're going to see the comments on this video, I'm sure. And when you look at the transcript of what I'm saying here and the data that is here, and then you look at those comments, it literally doesn't make sense. That's why a lot of times I'm like, they have to be bots, or they're just people that don't pay attention to anything that's going on right now. Cardano value play is very real. And I'm only just like at the surface here talking about these things. So $15. I think fundamentally I've spoken a little bit about why $15 is even realistic, but let me just from a numbers perspective show you. I was in our intelligence system. I'm not going to do it live, but I was just chatting with Zero, which is our autonomous AI that's back there. After I read the article, I was like, what would market cap of Cardano be if ADA hit $15? And approximately $547 billion based on current supply. Okay, what's the current market cap of Ethereum? The current market cap of Ethereum is approximately 522 billion. So basically, you're telling me that if Cardano ran to $15, it would be in an environment where Ethereum is running as well. It's not like Cardano is going to be breaking out, going crazy, and Ethereum is like going down. I don't think we're going to be living in that type of environment. But Ethereum's making its way, 10, 15, some might say $20,000, breaking $1 trillion market cap. You're telling me a $15 ADA is what Ethereum is right now. Well, that seems very realistic for this top 10 chain that is 100% community driven, and it is like the most secure crypto. But put aside the $15 talking point. Most of my content, even this cycle, has been like $5 to $10 range is such a fair range for Cardano, right? $5 to $10 range. $15 is all the way up here. $5 to $10 becomes even more realistic. And you know, I was doing videos back here, right? Similar risk score, even 10 cents. Cardano went almost 3,000% to the upside. Well, here we are right now. Will it be 1,600% to the upside to $15? I don't know. Maybe it won't be. It's very realistic. It is not out of the equation. But $10, which I think is like 300-some billion dollar market cap, now we're talking. That's incredibly realistic. And $5? Come on. So we're tracking the structure. We're tracking price action. And we're tracking fundamentals all together. And the reason I track these things is because I'm a value investor. Cardano is my top altcoin play. It is. And I'm very interested to see how the story plays out, especially now that we do have 87% chance of ETF approval odds. I'm not saying, boom, gets approved, boom, inflows are going to be crazy and Cardano's going to go up like crazy. But I'm talking about the macro trend of this crypto. It's not even looking bad from bear market lows when compared to things like Ethereum. Okay. And it is so well positioned from a risk perspective. When you look at our risk scores, for instance. So ADA is very well positioned. I wanted to kind of do this video to kind of go over some of like the more zoomed in stuff, right? Where we are in terms of performance for ADA, but really talk about the bigger picture, that governance feature, right? The decentralization feature of Cardano. Why it's such a big deal, even for ADA value investors. It is a big deal. So this headline dropping today, I think is massive. And I think it does tie directly into the upside potential for Cardano because it's a massively unique feature that in the crypto space that is community driven, a top 10 chain that's community driven. I think that's going to attract a lot of capital. So those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Again, if you're not in our intelligence system, I invite you to click the link below, get signed up, try it out. And if you're liking it, let it ride and start planning, strategizing your exits. If you don't like it, just cancel the trial before the 7 days is up. So I appreciate you cruising through. I will see you all in the next video. Make sure to subscribe, turn that like, or hit that like button if you enjoyed this content. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.